Let me go to Abuja. Daniel Koranteng landed there earlier today. How is the place? How are they gearing up for the match? Have they started any diabolical things? Danny K, good evening. If you can hear me, thanks for joining us on The Point of View.
Good evening, Bernard. I'm very good.
You look very fine. Is there light in your hotel?
Yes, there's light in my hotel. But the interesting thing is that when I touched down at the Abuja airport, the lights went off 4 times before the Black Stars arrived. So I waited there for an hour for the Black Stars to arrive. And then within that hour, the lights went off 4 times. I counted.
Wow.
Very interesting stuff.
Could it be because of our game, or did you ask whether it was a normal occurrence or whether this was because of the game?
I was reading the reactions, and if you read the reactions, you can tell that it was normal. You see, usually in Ghana, when the lights goes off, people shout, "Oh!" When it comes out, it's "A" because of excitement. But at the airport, the lights went off. Everybody was going about their business as normal. I was like, "What's a very normal occurrence over there?" So I just got the hint, and I saw that okay, this is probably a part of their daily lives in Nigeria.
So what people are saying about the press conference and the light going off before is not really the case, because I'm told the light went off before the Ghana press as well.
Yes. So whilst the Black Stars were training, so they finished like majority of their training session, and they were going through the set piece training. That's like the last thing they do before the end. And then the lights went off. So when the lights went off, they just decided to start Shin Jama. And that was around the same time that we expected the head coach and then Gideon Mensah to come in for the presser. So it was around that time where the lights went off. And the interesting thing was that it didn't just go off and come off. It was going off and come. Typical Doomso, like off on, like about 6 or 7 times in about 5 minutes. And then finally we had a power restored and we could continue with.
So this was the training at the exact time the match will happen, because the game is at 5 p.m. So this is the away team 5 p.m. training that this happened.
Yes, the last training session before the game tomorrow. But the good thing is that the team had basically finished training. They had gone through their tactical training, through their drills. It was down to set piece training. They started with about 5-10 minutes into that, and then the lights went off and it interrupted that. And then,
what are the Nigerian media saying? What are the Nigerian fans saying about this game? What are their expectations?
So, Bernard, it's very interesting. When I was in Ghana, we all felt that over here, people were hyped up for the game, people were preparing for the game. But the reality in Abuja is very different. A lot of people are very nonchalant about the game. They don't really care. People that we've spoken to about the game in Abuja don't really care. And there were a couple of journalists we spoke to asking them why people were having that sort of attitude towards the Super Eagles. And they said that's basically it in Abuja. People in Abuja don't really care about their football. They need to be forced to go to the stadium. And I didn't believe that until the end of the Nigerian presser, where an announcement was given in the press room from the sports minister telling journalists that they were going to give them free tickets to invite their family and friends to the game. So it gave everybody that indication that they were probably struggling to sell tickets.
Wow.
Tickets are not sold out by this time, exactly. And then they're a bit worried because we're speaking to a couple of journalists and they were telling us, one guy put his word down. He said he could bet me all the money I have that the 60,000 will not be full tomorrow, unless they go and open the gate for fans to come in free. That's how bad it is.
That means Abuja, they are that about people, pal. But do you know why the game was sent there? Because I know they usually play in different parts. They have Lagos, they have some parts of the East, Calabar and things. Do you know why they chose Abuja for this game?
So the indication was they played during the qualifiers. They played at a number of different places, but this is a newly renovated stadium. It's 60,000, the biggest stadium they have in the country. So of course it's also the capital. So they thought it was nice to crown off the FIFA World Cup qualifying series at home in the capital in front of the Abuja fans. But when you speak to journalists and you speak to people there, you get that indication that initially they thought this decision would pay off. They thought that bringing the game of this magnitude against Ghana to Abuja will pay off. But funny enough, I don't know if it's down to promotion. I don't know if it's just down to the attitude of the people in Abuja, as the journalists are saying, they are nonchalant about football. But you can tell that there's a genuine worry that tomorrow the fans might not come in their numbers to cheer the team.
It seems to me as if the Nigerian team struggles at home. When I watched the qualifiers, they didn't do that well at home. Is there a concern there that they probably missed the chance by not scoring in Kumasi?
Yeah, that's another worry over here, because a number of people we've spoken to, journalists, sports analysts, are talking about how much they wish they had scored a goal in Kumasi. Because in the qualifying series, they didn't score. It's not that they were just not winning at home. They also didn't score a lot of goals at home. And that's where their worry is. Despite the flurry of attacking players that they have, the quality of attacking players that they have struggled to score at home. And this is under two different coaches. Of course, they blanked against Ghana. They blanked against Tunisia. They scored just one against Egypt. In fact, in the group stages in the AFCON, they were not that prolific goal score. They were nice to watch. They were creating chances, but in terms of finishing the ball in the back of the net, they were not doing that. And that's the worry, because it's under two different coaches. Gernot Rohr took charge of the first half of this, and that's the 6 games in the group stages leading up to this playoff. And then Austin Eguavoen is taking over this. Another thing that also is worrying them is Ghanaians always go at our coaches. Everybody has their reservations about coaches, but the Nigerians are not convinced about Augustine Eguavoen. They say he's too predictable. They say his attacking tactics or his attacking formation is basically out wide. He doesn't. If you're able to cut out the supply out wide, he doesn't have any other plan B. He doesn't have any other plan to be able to cut open defenses. And per what they saw in Kumasi, the fact that Ghana were able to cut our supply from the wings, and we had Dennis Odue in conjunction with Jordan Ayew and then Gideon Mensah having a very good game that day, which caused the likes of Moses Simon, Chukwueze to have a very poor game going forward in the game against the Black Stars in Kumasi. They are very worried that if Ghana repeats a similar game plan, they will struggle to create chances and struggle to score. And also, when you speak to people, the fact that the away goal rule is now in play, they are very scared, because they know that once Ghana scores a goal, they will have to score 2 goals to win. Once Ghana score a goal, it means that Nigeria now have to win the game. A draw will not be enough, because a score draw will favor Ghana. So there are a lot of worries around when you speak to people over here. The same way we are here and we think Nigeria are favorites, that's the same way they are here and they also think Ghana can upset them.
All right. Finally, what is the mood in Ghana camp? You saw part of the training. You were with the team. What's the camaraderie in the team? What? Just give us a sense of the vibe in the Ghana team.
It's very interesting. Look, they are so relaxed, and you will not expect them to be this relaxed.
Wow.
You can tell, even in the press conference, Gideon Mensah was asked a question about the pressure. They asked him what it would mean if Ghana didn't qualify for the World Cup. And he said they are not thinking about not qualifying for the World Cup. They are thinking about facing Nigeria tomorrow and getting the result. That is where their mind is. So if tomorrow by this time we don't qualify, then you should ask him the question. But for now, they are not thinking about not qualifying for the World Cup. And you can see they were all smiles going about their paces. Look, it's nice to see that they are not putting too much pressure on themselves. On the other hand, when you listen to the Nigerian press conference with Eguavoen, they repeatedly had to assure people we would win. Don't worry, we are going to get the result. You can tell that there's pressure on them. You can tell that they know that if they don't qualify, it will be an upset. Whereas in the Ghana camp, they are like, we've played very well in the first game. Otuado said it himself. He said they played very well in the first game. He's happy that people acknowledge that. And that's what Fentz was alluding to in his earlier statement. People acknowledge that the style of football was different from what we saw under Milovan Rajevac. We were more expansive. We played with a bit more passion. And he's happy that people have acknowledged that. So it's a building process. They are not really thinking about failure if they don't qualify for the World Cup. And that was positive to see from the body language of the Black Stars players.